as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. Here's Cairo Santos now ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Cook now off the read option. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago back in week 15. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
You run anywhere.
Akeem Hicks in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
He takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not.
Scales, man. You let that bum win.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. So, Charles, we have reached the end here of a long season, Week 18, which we don't say very often, although this is not the first Week 18 that the NFL has ever seen.
Not at all, Brandon. Some of the people might be a little bit too young to remember. Back in 1993, the league experimented with giving teams 2 open weeks for the year. And we also saw Week 18 when the league was on pause for a few weeks in 2001. Following the attacks on September 11th.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Bond going to throw it. And that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away.
He's a jump.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Bears take over.
If he ever tried, he got nothing in his neck. He's just a jump. He's just a jump. The reason is because he's a jump.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Everything.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Forced out to his left. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses are going to try to keep bodies in front of him. And I think that discouraged him from taking off. It made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That's taken on the 25. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
If you run it.
Cook now off the read option. Gets this to the 24
for a gain of 4.
This defense for the Bears, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Who's that nigga, man? That nigga moving fast. Who's that?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Mon looks to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. He's had a fantastic rookie season.
If you threw this
lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw.
You threw it right
because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Who was that nigga that was running them before?
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Who's it?
Fields. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bears have taken the early lead.
You know what I hate about the Bears?
Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
When I play at home, I can't see the kicking.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one
I don't know
away.
but I'm the home team. I should be able to see it. I never can see it. The first chance I get,
and this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Man, you know how these things be, man. We got a draft We got a draft coming up, and you know niggas gonna be like.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage.
Oh, that's in a double coverage and intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it, and the Bears will take over here at the 12-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammate's going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen.
I haven't mastered the art of throwing down for it either. So, unless the nigga wide open,
one play action, Fields. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Play action. It's Fields. Being chased out left. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this one is incomplete. Well, these two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series.
Oh, nigga, I think. When I say I could, bro, when I say I could not afford,
here's 2nd and 10.
Could not afford to lose. Can't afford it.
To throw is Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Fields throwing again. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Solid.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
No. Well, when they did, they put it on the
a give. This is Cook. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
It's downstairs. They definitely try to say,
the Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's Mon. They're going for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
Solid.
Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's brought down.
Hold on, I gotta change something. This ain't working out. This nigga ain't doing anything. Oh man, my back is killing. You putting there Andy Dalton. Solid. Oh no, I got Andy Dalton. Okay. Solid.
Just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Down at the 11-yard line.
What do you need the ball?
First down,
For what?
Bears.
What do you need? You need the ball. No, because you like to give up.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Very ball.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Off the option, here's Montgomery. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
He was brought down by Mackenzie Alexander. It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Fields on 3rd down. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Kmet, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
The kick is good.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
I mean, I'm probably going to lose. If I got to play late, I beat him the first time. That was kind of a fluke, man. I'll probably lose.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
I'm smoking that.
They run. Cook.
Yeah, where you going?
Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40.
Got 2.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find the hole.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big connection on that one. 38 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Cook running on 1st down, but this defense up to the task there as they stop him before he can even get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 1 officially.
Oh, yeah. Pick time, baby.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Cook now off the read option. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation, and the Bears are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake. And he goes out right around the 39. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. From the gun, here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
I like it.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
You run what?
2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0.
I'll never run that again.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back at the midfield stripe.
Run it again.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Doesn't matter.
And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
When they needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Throwing again is Fields.
Ooh, no.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. 3rd and long. It's Fields. Flush to his right. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
That's not my fault. Oh, no!
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Man, you can complete the pass. You got to be still in the pocket and no directional throw.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
No directional throw.
Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick.
Your superstar trait on
here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Doesn't matter. You can take the superstar from another player and put it somewhere else. We did that.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half, they didn't get it moving.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
This will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Will be a challenge. So if you're going to put the superstar on him, then that means whatever superstar you have will have history and vice versa.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Mon. Open man here is Conklin. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
I got you too late.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Yep.
Cook now off the read option. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
Now I'm going to
give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Robert Quinn with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. From the gun, here's Mon. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper in it, 2nd and 1. A little do-it-yourself run right there. And a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And they'll get this down to the 10. I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Because you refuse to smoke.
Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty.
If you run it, you get smoke. I'm telling you right now.
Now Mon. And complete, right side to Cook.
Oh, my
Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 19th touchdown now of the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Next the score, Bears 21, Vikings 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return from his end zone is Grant.
Come on, man.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board or in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Fields. Flushed out right. Robinson's got it. And he's got room. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Swings this out here for Cohen. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Yeah, Lord. You trying to kill my man.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Jakeem Grant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
See, last time when I wasn't on the mic, I was just getting my man, kept moving. Every time I go on the mic,
back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Bond going to throw it. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. That's complete to Mooney. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
Now this throw caught left side. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
Oh, you're missing. Already know. Yep.
Again, Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears extend their fourth quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Santos with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
That Maggie was terrible.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
Hey, come on.
He dropped it. Hey, that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
Nothing.
Mond out of the shotgun.
Ooh, that's right.
He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete.
Paris Campbell? How'd you get Paris Campbell?
Take this to the other side of midfield before going out of
bounds. Hey,
let
me get him, man.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Mond looks to throw on first down. Back to the same target, Campbell. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Mond looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. 50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
If you run it, I'm smoking.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mond. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears.
Run, fat man.
And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield.
With that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
That nigga was moving. I don't know what to do. This song's gonna be hurt. Oh.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Relax yourself. Relax yourself.
Play action. It's Fields. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case.
Are you serious,
There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
No,
they
took that away from them.
Plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
7 yards there on the first down screen play. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just bleed the game out that way.
Yeah, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Anybody playing back? I don't need to play back.
Back to throw again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
I'll shove it everything.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? Here's Mon. They're going for it. Flushed out right.
No.
He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 27. And a really unbelievable play there on 4th and long.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
On 1st and 10, here's Mon. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere.
I thought he had
this team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that with